Kofi and Oma were known as the perfect couple in their village. Kofi, a man of strong character, loved his wife deeply and worked hard to give her the life she deserved. Their marriage was the envy of many, and their bond seemed unbreakable. Kofi's work took him overseas for long periods, but he made sure Oma and their 2 children were well taken care of. He built a beautiful home in the village and regularly sent money to make sure they had everything they needed. Oma, a devoted wife and mother, was always the talk of the village for her grace and humility. But with Kofi away for extended periods, Oma began to spend more time with her friends, Esai and Adwoa. Esai had recently gone through a bitter divorce, and Adwoa was known for her reckless lifestyle. They envied Oma's seemingly perfect life and, out of jealousy, began planting seeds of doubt in her mind. One afternoon, as the 3 sat together under the shade of a baobab tree, Esai remarked, "Oma, you're still young and beautiful. Why should you waste your youth waiting around for Kofi? You should be enjoying life." Adwoa added, "You need to have some fun while he's away. Look at me, I don't let any man control me. You deserve better than being stuck in this village waiting for a man who's always gone." Initially, Oma resisted their suggestions. But over time, their constant chatter wore her down. Slowly, she began entertaining the idea of spending time with other men. What started as innocent outings soon spiraled into a relationship with a local man, Kweku. Kofi noticed changes in Oma during his phone calls home. She became distant, often making excuses for not having time to talk. Kofi, a man of keen observation, felt that something wasn't right. He confided in his best friend, Kwame, who advised him to be cautious but gather evidence before confronting Oma. On his next trip home, Kofi decided to lie to Oma, telling her that he had an extended work trip. In reality, he stayed close, watching from a distance. He installed small cameras around the house to monitor her behavior. As the days passed, Kofi saw everything. He watched as Oma welcomed Kweku into their home, laughing and flirting in the very place they had built together. Each scene broke his heart a little more, the pain of betrayal too much to bear. When Kofi had gathered all the evidence, he couldn't hold back any longer. One evening, he surprised Oma by walking through the door, his face clouded with anger and hurt. Oma's heart sank when she saw him, realizing that her secret had been uncovered. She tried to explain, but Kofi interrupted her. "Oma, I trusted you. I gave you everything, and this is how you repay me." With betrayal. Kofi's voice cracked as he spoke, the weight of his pain evident. Oma fell to her knees, begging for forgiveness, but Kofi had had enough. He packed his bags and left, leaving Oma to face the consequences of her actions. For months, Kofi struggled to cope with the betrayal. He distanced himself from everyone, unsure if he could ever trust again. Oma, filled with regret, tried to win Kofi back, but her efforts were in vain. Esai and Adwoa, realizing the damage they had caused, eventually distanced themselves from Oma, leaving her isolated and lonely. She had lost everything: her marriage, her friends, and her dignity. As time passed, Kofi began to heal. He focused on his work and his children, finding solace in the love they shared. Though the pain of Oma's betrayal still lingered, Kofi knew that he couldn't let it define the rest of his life. One day, while attending a community event, Kofi met Nanaya, a humble and respectful woman who radiated kindness. They began talking, and over time, a friendship blossomed into something deeper. Nanaya was everything Kofi had hoped for in a partner: honest, loyal, and loving. But Kofi, scarred from his past, took his time. He studied Nanaya, making sure she was different from Oma. He observed her values, how she treated others, and her respect for his children. After a long period of self-reflection and careful consideration, Kofi decided to open his heart again. He married Nanaya in a traditional Ghanaian ceremony, surrounded by family and friends. The colorful Kent cloth, The rhythmic drumming, and the joyous ululations filled the air as Kofi began a new chapter in his life. This time, Kofi was at peace. He had learned from his past and found a woman who appreciated him for who he was. Nana Ya's humility and respect had restored Kofi's faith in love, and together, they built a life filled with trust and happiness.